Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first Zoom for the Kindness Challenge. It is me, Sue Cosgrove, and the beautiful Anne with us tonight. Leanne sends her apologies, as it is school holidays. She is actually doing a bit of self-kindness and having a little holiday. So congrats, Leanne. Yeah, good bit of self-kindness there, the thing we are promoting.
Yep.
And I've had a few apologies from a few other people who said that they can't make it tonight because of school holidays, but also because of state of origin. Who knew that playing football was, is another sort of thing of, supporting kindness of others?
Crazy.
Well, apparently it is. So therefore, it's just Anne and I contemplating. So what we just want to have a chat about and send you out a blast of what we've talked about for you to just look at tomorrow and consider as you're driving your car to work is that last week was all about week one being self-kindness. So taking that time for yourself to set the tone for, why self-kindness is the foundation of all of the other kindness. Because if we can't be kind to ourselves, how can we truly be kind to others? Okay. So this is a great thing. So I guess what we were looking at is self-kindness not being an indulgence, not being, something I'll get to later, but it's essential fuel that makes kindness sustainable. So here's the ticket item, guys. The more you do your self-kindness, the more energy you will have for the kindness for others. Maybe that's a better motivational way of speaking to it, Anne, do you think?
Yeah, maybe, because I think sometimes we think if I'm kind to everyone else, then that'll come back to you in bucket loads. It's almost like if I fill up someone else's bucket, it will come back in my bucket, but it doesn't happen that way.
No. And as it was brought to my attention this week, so thank you to everyone, because if you can't come tonight, you just send us a message about a reflection of how you've been going all week. So that's the sort of stuff that comes into my inbox. And people go, hey, Sue, I can't come tonight, but can I tell you about something I discovered that happened to me this week from doing the challenge? So that's the gear we love, don't we, Anne?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, we get a bit of a kick out of that.
Yeah.
So, and someone sent a message exactly to that point Anne was just saying, actually, was they thought that if I do everything for everyone else and I'm very kind and I say yes all the time. So, you know how we do it, Anne. Someone says yes.
Yep.
Someone says, oh, can you do this for me? And what do? Our first response.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And in our head, sometimes we're going, but we say yes. Okay. So, and this person sent me a message going, Sue, yesterday was so awesome because the thing was there was a practice where we were sort of saying to you, hey, before you say yes, just take a deep breath. That's it. Just take a deep breath before saying yes, and just ask, well, why do you need me to do that for you?
Yeah.
Maybe that might have been your clarification question, or what else? Or it could have been, is there someone else who could do it? Or is you could have, you could put on any clarification there to sort of just rethink it, right?
Yeah.
And she said what happened was, so instead of just doing her default yes answer and moving on, she actually did this. And she said what happened was people, when they went to say, oh, well, I need you to do this because, boom, 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 they went, oh, actually, no, I don't need you to do it. Oh, scrap that. Don't worry about it. And then they tootled off. And so she actually didn't have to do things. So she found herself being sort of doing less things because when she was seeking clarification and people said out loud what was going on, they kind of reset the tone in their own head and then went, oh, actually, don't worry about it. I can do that. And the great thing about that is that it took the pressure out of her day. She didn't feel as pressurized.
Yeah.
She didn't get frustrated with people who just kept asking her for things all day.
Yeah.
And she said, she went home feeling actually much lighter in her day.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Isn't that
More
interesting?
time for herself. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And she said, and it's not like the people who were coming to her and asking her to do things were put off. They were just, I think, as she said, and when I was she was talking to me about it, and I said, oh, well, just to clarify, do you think it's just maybe the people you work with, because you're so, people ask you to do anything and everything all the time. Do you think that maybe you've created the habit of being the person who does everything and anything all the time, that everyone just
Yeah.
defaults to, oh, we'll just go and ask you, you'll do it. And then I
Mm,
don't really think about it beyond that. So you've made yourself
mm,
so indispensable that
mm.
you're kind of almost debilitating these people and taking skills away from them, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. My
So,
go-to. I'm not that diplomatic. I always just say, "Oh, your arms and legs broken." Someone asked you to do something. Are your arms and legs broken?
maybe that's just the country way. I don't know, Anne. I'm just thinking.
Yes, I'm not very diplomatic some days.
But some days there is times for diplomacy and some days there is not. Yes.
Yes,
Um,
100%. 100%.
So, and then I had another message from someone else who said to me, yeah, Sue, I really like the emails. It's really helpful in the morning and I actually enjoy and they last me through till about morning tea time. And then
Okay.
after morning tea time, I'm really trying to do some of the activities. Like I'm really trying to be fully present with people.
Yep.
Like you said on
Yep.
day 5, be fully present. But she
Yep.
said by sort of after lunch, I can't be present with anyone because they're just annoying me. I
Well,
was
we
like,
love the honesty too. Come on. We're all
yep.
human.
So yep. So they said it's great to read in the morning, gets me really excited, motivated. But by lunch, I just think that you're full of shit, really. So, and then that once again, that was a conversation about boundaries. Is there some
Yeah,
boundaries
yeah.
you can put in? Because there's something happening
Mm,
between morning tea and afternoon tea that we need to put some boundaries in to protect your energy so you can be
yeah.
fully
And
present.
yeah, 100%.
Yes. So we had a fun discussion about that. So
Awesome.
yeah, so I think that's what I don't know, for the people who've joined up, yes, I think they're getting something out of it. And as you said, Anne, you've been really busy. You haven't had time to do it every day because you've been on night shift.
Yeah, I started late, so I am doing it every day. I've just started late, so
Yes.
the challenge started in the middle of 4 nights. So I just thought, well, yeah, my self kindness will be just sleeping, and kindness to everyone else for that matter.
Exactly. So that's just perfect, Anne, because that is true. Like when
Mm,
you're like 24/7 shift worker, right?
yeah,
And it
yeah,
well, any sort of, like the high service industry jobs that you guys all do, it is that thing of just getting your sleep. Like
yeah.
that's an act of self-kindness. Being
Mm,
present with yourself and going, nah, cut the cord, I'm going to bed. That's it.
yep, pretty much.
Because once you wake, you go to sleep, you have a reasonable sleep, or, if you're really lucky, a good sleep.
Mm, mm.
And if you want more information about good sleep, so we can have a whole session about that one day.
Oh yeah,
Because I know I work with a lot of people on how to sleep. Yeah,
yeah. I
it's
actually had that group activity yesterday with a group of patients on
yeah,
sleep hygiene, and they're like, "Oh, really? There's a difference between sedation and good sleep."
yeah. There is a good cutoff
So,
time to stop drinking coffee in a day so you can sleep at night. Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
yep,
You know,
yep.
and
Mm.
if caffeine isn't affecting you, well, let's talk about your cortisol level. But that's a conversation for another day. Okay, but woo, maybe sleep as self-kindness is maybe, yeah, we'll have to do that another day. That's a whole
Maybe.
workshop session. All right.
Yep.
But I think that's the thing. There is these little things that we can do every day for ourselves that are self-kindness. Like,
Yep.
even just going for a walk. I know
Yep.
people go, I haven't got time for a walk. But you know what? It's such a self-kindness to go for a walk because it does so many good things for your body. You know, as people
Mm.
know, I call it the big old chemical flesh sack that we're walking around in. If we take it for exercise, it actually
Yep.
does gives us back stuff that's really good for us.
Yep.
So that's a
Yep. Yep.
self-kindness. You know, gardening, laughing,
Yep.
all of these
Mm.
things are just a
Mm.
self-kindness. So where can we,
Yep.
you know, find a little bit of time for them? So yeah, I
Yep.
think we've covered that off, well, Anne. Well, we don't want
Yep.
to hold people
Yeah.
up because this was just a real catch up to talk about some of the things we've noticed with our self kindness week that is now finished. And we've
Yeah.
progressed into kindness for others. So the focus of the week ahead, guys, is all about kindness for others. So this is about, you know, now that we've developed a bit of energy and steadiness because we understand that self kindness is a must have. We must have it
Yep.
in action so that we can then shift our focus outward so that we can actually
Yep.
do kindness for others to improve the better connections we have with people. Like as Anne just said, when she sleeps better, it's good for her, but it's also good for everyone else around her.
Well, it is a verb, isn't it? It's not a kindness is a verb.
And it allows you to turn up and be better for everyone else
Mm.
around you when you're kind
Mm.
to yourself. So
Yep.
it is about that, you know, and also I guess this week ahead as well, that kindness for others sometimes is putting boundaries in place because
Yep.
boundaries aren't barriers. They're not just for me to turn up and say no. Okay.
Mm.
Boundaries are this protected space for care. Okay.
Yep.
So it gives me better care, but it also allows me to care for others in that
Mm.
more conscious, present way that makes me authentically feel better.
Mm. Mm.
You know,
Yep.
when
Yep.
you're in flow and you feel really great and
Yep.
you know the world is just moving at this beautiful rhythm. And
Yep.
you know, and then when you're doing something for someone else, you're genuinely doing that because you love them and you want to do that. You're
Yeah.
not doing it because
Yep.
you have to or you should
Yep.
do it. You know, as soon as
Yep.
you should do something, stop it. That was always
Yep.
one of my teaching points with when I work with groups. If you ever say, "Oh, well, I should do this," don't do it. Nah,
Yep.
just yeah,
Yep.
because that's really a red flag to yourself. So have a think about that.
Yeah.
But anyway. Is there anything else you wanted to say? Because I have talked a lot tonight. Sorry, Anne.
You have. No, I'm sorry. I'm so quiet. It's probably because I'm so far behind in the week. No, I just
No,
think we need
there's
to
no
remember that.
behind.
I do just think we need to remember that it is a doing word. It's not something that just has to happen. It is a doing word. So, you know,
Correct.
be kind to yourself. Do good things
Yes.
for yourself first, and then the rest will flow. It just flows
Yeah.
naturally, I think. Don't force
Exactly.
it. It will just flow. Yeah.
You know, sort of think about, well, what has happened in the last week that a little tweak that you did that you could just carry forward into next week while you're learning that kindness for others as well, you know, and how it looks
Mm,
for you.
mm,
So if you did that
mm,
tweak, like a few people have told me, you know, Sue, I actually, you know, just asking people, just clarifying what is they need me to do has really shifted how much I seem to be
mm.
doing for people, you know,
Yep.
you know, and
Yep.
also that someone else sort of chimed in and went, oh, that whole point of, you know, just looking after myself so that I could, you know, turn up and be present the next day to do a better job. Like,
Mm,
you know, I went to bed earlier, I slept better. Like,
yep.
you know, really small things, but just see if you could carry just one of those behaviors forward into this week.
Mm,
And now we're going to add that other layer of seeing how carrying that self-care behavior and that self-kindness behavior forward into the next week. How does that change your ability and your energy to care, you know, have that kindness for others?
mm, mm. Yeah,
Mm,
100%.
be interesting to know. But that's enough from us, isn't it, Anne?
Yep.
Yeah, let's go to bed.
I think
Oh,
that's enough
actually,
talking.
We're not going to go to bed. We're going to probably go and, I don't know, indulge in some football or something.
No,
All
I'm
right.
out for
Well,
that. Sorry.
actually, I actually have to do some ironing, which is really odd, isn't it?
Oh.
Anyway.
I think I'd rather iron than watch the football too.
Well, I've got to go do the ironing. So anyway, but so thank you everyone for listening. It's been awesome. I wish you well on the week ahead with kindness for others. And drop us an email, sue@zestigan.com. Tell us how you're going, because we know that you can't turn up at night for these things because you've got a million reasons why. But hey, share your stories and we're happy to talk about them together when we come together.
Yep, 100%. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a great week. It's great to be back.
Yeah, it is good to be back, isn't it? All right, we'll see everyone next Wednesday night at 6:30 p.m. hopefully. And have a good one, everyone. Look after yourself. Practice the kindness. Bye.
Have a great week. Bye.